Hi, this is Justin Eugene Schultz. Birthday's 10/12/84. Social Security 489-900-698. And this is back to my video that I was just making about when I was talking to you all and them disconnecting the call. Or disconnected. They disconnected two of my calls to the Judiciary Committee. The first one, like almost immediately, right when I was reporting my social and my birthday. They disconnected the call. Then they disconnected a second call right before I finished, right before the voicemail finished saying voicemail sent, to block it from saying voicemail sent, so they could either one, hack in and delete it, two, block it from making it to the Judiciary Committee, deleting it before it even makes it to them, which I believe they get instant notifications on all my voicemails. I'm like 99% sure that they're getting them immediately. And then also they put my voicemail visual my visual voicemail up. I don't use visual voicemail. I don't use any voicemail. And there's no conversations of me talking to any friends using about using a voicemail. There's no conversations with any of my friends. They record me 24 hours a day. They illegally roving bug me 24 hours a day, and they listen to every single one of my calls 24 hours a day. There's no conversations about me committing any of these crimes. There's no conversations about me having a visual voicemail. I don't use voicemail. I don't use voicemail. It said that I had 12 voicemails, but I don't ever listen to them. I don't ever use them. And they're mirror screening my phone 24 hours a day. And to prove that they were hacked into my watching my video camera right now as I'm recording this video of evidence. They're watching it in real time. They're watching it in real time as they watch every video that I make in real time. And they watch everything in real time. So watch this. How would they know to keep turning off my camera? They keep turning off my camera when I'm making videos of evidence, and they've been doing this for about a year and a half. Turning even longer than that, even longer than that. And so, how would they know to turn off my camera if they weren't hacked in, if they weren't roving bugging me, and if they weren't watching these videos I make of evidence live? Because they disconnect my video camera over and over and over while I'm making these videos live. So how would they know that? How would they know to turn it off? How would they know to disconnect it? And why does my camera keep getting disconnected when I'm making videos of evidence to prove my innocence and prove this entire situation? And why do my voicemails keep getting disconnected over and over when I'm leaving voicemails about this entire situation and proving my innocence, proving I'm being framed, and proving this government scandal, government conspiracy? Why are all these numbers blocked from the government, from my dad? I've never even used my dad's phone, never. My dad's phone, 636-215-1719, has never called anyone in the government, never used my dad's phone. My dad doesn't let anyone use his phone. So finally, my mom talked him in to let him use his phone, because she was going to call federal prosecutor Ashley Walker to check on this federal investigation, and then allow me to leave a voicemail as well. And so guess what? The number was blocked. I uploaded video evidence of it, and then it's blocked from my mom's cell phone, Eastern District Federal Prosecutor Ashley Walker, and my cell phone, and my parents' house phone. And National Intelligence is blocked from my parents' house phone, and my cell phone is disconnected numbers. Why are they all blocked as disconnected numbers when they're working numbers? And why are they had NSAOIG blocked from my cell phone, and they unblocked it because I kept filing complaints and reporting it. So finally they unblocked it. And why has NSAOIG and CIA been blocked, and Eastern District Federal Prosecutor Ashley Walker been blocked for every cell phone that I've had for the past around 3 years, about the last 3 years? And all these government numbers, all the FISA court judges, all the Eastern District Federal Prosecution judges, every single number for Eastern District Federal Prosecution is blocked from my parents' house phone. Dozens and dozens to hundreds of numbers are blocked from my parents' house phone, including NSAOIG, Senate Intelligence Committee. They had all of Congress blocked, because I know this because I called about 25 Congress about 2-3 years ago. And they had every single one of them. Every single one of them were blocked. Every single one of them. And they have these hidden capabilities and hidden tactics to be able to block all these numbers and disconnect all my calls, or disconnect a lot of my calls. And they wire all my voicemails prematurely ended when I'm exposing all this entire situation and exposing my innocence. And why are all these calls? Why are these numbers blocked from my parents' house phone for like 4 years if I'm not being framed? And this isn't a government conspiracy and a government scandal, because they don't want me reporting the truth from my parents' house, because my parents' house then identifies all the crimes that they committed on my parents' internet for 7 years, and identifies my parents who are witnesses, and identifies all the phone calls that I made to the government from my parents' house phone, because they can hack and plant, they can't hack and plant a house phone, but they can block numbers and they can disconnect numbers. One thing they can also do, by the way, is transfer numbers. While you're when you say, let's say I call NSAOIG 301-688-6327, and I call them to report call, they can actually transfer a call while you're in mid call, while it's ringing, or even while you're on a call. They can transfer the call to somebody else while you're doing it and make it appear that you called somebody else. They've done that to me before. One time I was inside Commerce Bank, where I bank at, and this was in Festus, Missouri, and um, I was calling Lisa Flamian of St. Louis County Police, or now Jefferson County Police Department. She's a therapist, and I've been reporting to her for years that I've been being framed. And she ended up believing Corrupt Officer Chris Custer's lies, and didn't. And eventually, at first she believed me, and then she believed Corrupt Officer Chris Custer, and didn't, because she didn't understand any of this. She didn't understand any of this, and so I was calling her to report to her some of the hacking and planning that was going on at my phone back then, which was like 2.5 years ago. And they transferred the call to a bank. I think it was First Bank, but this was from my cell phone, 314-705-0426. My previous, it's my phone number one, or my phone number two, 636-352-5523 or 5323. It's one of the two. It's a T-Mobile phone, which they also hacked and planted both of those. And UniOne also communicated me with through both of those phones as well. And so they were able to transfer a call to I believe it was First Bank. It was a bank, and a woman answered. And while I was inside Commerce Bank, so I'm on video camera. I remember I was in the little walkway right when you walk in. So I was on video camera that day, the day that happened, inside Commerce Bank in Festus, Missouri, right next to 1351 Shapiro Drive, Festus, Missouri, 63028, Texas Roadhouse, my old job. And so, where I also exposed a lot of this situation all the way back then. And so, anyways, back to corrupted FBI headquarters, where they cut off my video of reporting what they were doing. So corrupted FBI headquarters called my parents' house phone a long time ago, and a woman called my parents' house phone from FBI headquarters and talked to my mom, and she says, "Can I talk to Justin?" And so I get on the phone and I start explaining to her some of the situation about being framed. Some I was incorrect about, some I was correct about, but it all came from a truthful and honest heart. Now I've got like everything down almost pat, like probably about 90%, where I understand everything and grasp everything. And everything that I was incorrect about were just theories, just like police, just like FBI, just like any law enforcement, just like prosecutors, just like judges. When crimes are being committed, they have all these theories. They might have 15 theories on a crime that was committed, and they might get it down to they might be right on one theory. They can only be right on one theory, or they might not be correct on any of the theories. Now, if they put all their theories out there right off the get go, all 15 theories that they have of a crime, which suspect, which person committed the crime, where were they driving, who were they with, where did they go, and so forth. Where did they come from? What's their cell phone? And there's all this information that they have to put together and create all these theories and try to narrow it down to the correct theory. That's all I was doing as well. I had all these theories in my head about what was going on, about the crimes that were being committed against me and framing me, and about this entire government scandal, government conspiracy. So I had a lot of theories and a lot of influence on those theories as well. And so that's all I was doing, was creating theories that I believed that potentially were true, or that I believed were true at the time. And now I know which theories were incorrect and which theories are correct. And so that's why the corrupt St. Louis County Police kidnapped me and falsely imprisoned me 11 times for my theories, just like they have theories, Should we assume that all corrupt police and all corrupt federal agents and all good police and all good federal agents and prosecutors and judges are all crazy and don't know what they're talking about because they have theories that are incorrect? They have dozens of theories per crime, all different theories, and most of them are incorrect, and they narrow it down to the correct one, just like I was doing, just like I did. And so, back to corrupted FBI headquarters. They have a woman, which I have a picture of, FBI headquarters, calling my parents' house phone, and me my mom answered the phone. Sorry, my mom answered the phone. Then she said, "Can I talk to Justin?" I started talking to her. I started explaining this situation of what's going on, and some of what I thought was going on, what were some of my theories. Nonetheless, almost immediately she says, "Can I talk to your mom again? Why did you call and ask?" And I tell her, "My mom has nothing to do with this. My mom's a witness." So I didn't say that part, but my mom's a witness. But why do you want to talk to my mom again? Why don't you want to talk to me? I'm the one being framed. I'm the one who's the number one authority on all this information. I'm the one going through this. And so I just hung up on her because that was obstruction of justice and conspiracy. Why would she call and talk to my mom and then call and then ask to talk to me? And then 2 seconds later, ask to talk to my mom instead of hearing what I got to say and hearing what I got to tell the corrupted FBI headquarters. And so they used a woman because her voice is lighter, the tone in her voice, and it's going to be hard for anyone to believe that a woman would take part in framing somebody. So that's why the FBI used a woman, a female, to call, because she was committing obstruction of justice and conspiracy, covering this up as well, and also trying to frame me in a conversation and falsely and illegally try to use my mom as a fake witness to falsely discredit me when my mom's not educated in this. My mom's not the one being framed. I'm the one being framed. My mom's not the one in the center of this government scandal and conspiracy. I am. And so I called all these FBI's, been reporting this for 7 years. Continue. I just called corrupted Dallas FBI tonight. Went off on them again for their corruption and their cover-ups and their framing and their harassment and their terror and their torment and torture. And if it's not the corrupted FBI, then it's corrupted other federal agents. But guess what? The corrupted FBI is just as guilty, just as guilty, is just as guilty. No, just as guilty for their crimes, just as guilty for their crimes. Uh, is just as guilty for their crimes, because if you know you're on the phone too. You know if a crime's being committed against someone, and a person knows that a crime's being committed against someone that's hurting somebody, then they are just as guilty for not helping that person. You're on the phone too, Starla. And so, anyways, that makes the FBI just as guilty. This is their fault. This is their fault. This is the FBI's fault for their cover-ups. And if it's not the FBI doing this, then they're just as guilty. They're just as guilty for all the crimes being committed against me, because I have filed hundreds, if not or hundreds on hundreds and hundreds of complaints with all these corrupted FBI's who lied, took part in framing me in conversations, tried to make me look like I was crazy. And this includes their intake agents. I've talked to many corrupted FBI agents who also lied as well. So they're just as guilty as they're just as guilty for this happening if they're not the ones doing it. And they should all be charged with obstruction of justice and potential conspiracy if they knew about this, and now they know about it. I report it to them all the time, and they continue to do nothing. They continue to commit obstruction of justice and conspiracy and allow this torture program to go on, and allow this framing program to go on. This is a torture program, and this is a framing program designed by the United States of America's corrupted law enforcement, corrupted federal agents. And this is what's being allowed to be done to a United States American innocent citizen, me, Justin Eugene Schultz. This is a torture program. They torture me. They terrorize me, torment me, torture me all mentally 24 hours a day by gang stalking my cell phones and committing crimes on my cell phones 24 hours a day from when I wake up to when I go to sleep every single day, every single night. And all day throughout the day, 24 hours a day, they're committing crimes on my cell phones remotely. And the corrupted FBI is trying to cover all this up because they don't want to be charged with their crimes of obstruction of justice and conspiracy. And if they're not the ones doing it, then they don't want to admit that I was right and that they were wrong. And they don't want to admit that I discovered this entire government scandal, government conspiracy. And so the FBI is covering it up because they're trying to cover up all of their own crimes and cover up all their own stupidity and not be embarrassed by the United States, but not be embarrassed in front of the United States of America for not listening to me for 7 years. And then it all ended up being real and true, and it's always been real and true. And so the corrupted FBI is it's their fault. It's their fault if they're not doing it. They're just as guilty of many crimes of obstruction of justice and conspiracy, as well as many other crimes, and not providing constitutional and fair trials in the United States of America. People are being framed. These hidden tactics and hidden capabilities, these illegal hidden tactics and hidden capabilities of hacking and planting someone's cell phone are used on me every single day. while mirror screening my phone and then acting like it was me. And then so they'll commit a crime on my cell phone. And then they'll freeze my phone and try to block me from swiping up to hurry up and try to hurry up and submit their illegal fabricated case. They do this all day, every single day. So they'll commit a crime, they'll commit 2 crimes, they'll commit 3 crimes, 4 crimes in a matter of 30 seconds, like they did tonight. And so when they commit these crimes, what they'll do is once they commit them, I have the only way to exit out of their crimes that they're committing is hitting the little side button on their cell phone and then taking it back to the main screen where it's got your screensaver. And then once your screensaver starts, once you open up from your screensaver and you punch your code in, they'll block me from being able to swipe up from the notifications to open up the phone to get to the code. Then they'll block me from putting in the code. They'll start punching random numbers remotely into my code, or they'll delay my code from punching in, and then you can see the delay from all the numbers that I typed in. They'll all of a sudden go across once, and there's a delay to my phone opening. And this is them trying to hurry up and submit their illegal fabricated case for the crimes they just committed on my phone, framing me, and then trying to block me from opening up my phone. And they'll freeze my phone once they commit their crimes as well. Block my keypad from working after they type in a bunch of random letters, random parentheses, and things like that. That way I can't type out to Channel 5 News what's going on. So immediately they stop my phone from working and try to hurry up and submit their illegal fabricated case. And these are more hidden tactics and more hidden capabilities of the corrupted FBI and corrupted law enforcement framing me. And there's no such thing as a constitutional and fair trial in the United States of America in the federal courts because of these illegal hidden tactics and illegal hidden capabilities that are used on me every single day, framing me. That's all, and I'll be making other videos tonight as well. God bless.